Good evening, T.O.R.I enthusiasts and T.O.R.I Files, T.O.R.I Files personnel. Today, I will be going over a top secret government document. I should not be revealing this to the world, but I am. And thus, we have to do what we have to do. I will be showing you what should not be shown. And I'd like you to know, this is not a conspiracy. This is 100% true. And it may shock you, and I may have put the tag as family friendly, but I want you to know what you are about to see is very disturbing. But I want this to reach the highest audience that it possibly can. And I'm aware that the T.O.R.I bot is in my chat, but I know that we're doing the right thing to eradicate her from this earth and to unravel the secrets of the T.O.R.I files. I bring you to a cafe in New Hampshire. And today we will be discussing all of the interesting things to go over about this conspiracy. And my name is Agent 608, or as you may know me as the Dunkster. You may know me as many different names, but what I'm about to tell you is unsettling, to say the very least. I have a notepad here. I have files scattered about, and I think I'm ready to uncover the T.O.R.I files. So, let me get my agent, Big Bruss Stone, on the call, so we can talk more about the T.O.R.I files. Calling him. Let's see if he picks up. Agent Stone. Waiting for him to pick up. Hello, Agent Stone. How are you?
Good.
Good to hear.
I'm very good.
That's good to hear, Agent Stone. So I've told a little bit of my backstory. I'd like to just say that T.O.R.I has really just been a pain in our butts, and
yes.
And it's just been very difficult as agents to go through this story. But I'd like to interview you next, just to see some things that she may have done to you personally.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So what are those?
Oh, actually, I don't have my notes on me. Can you just ask questions?
Oh yeah. Okay. So question number 1.
Yes.
Would you say that you feel equal to the T.O.R.I bot?
No, I don't, because she has done some very, very malicious things. So one what's it called? I guess one strategy that the T.O.R.I bot has is that she knows more things than you, and she uses that knowledge against you, and she says something like, we're not up to her standards, which has been very common, a very common saying that she's been saying to me, and yeah, she's affected me like crazy, mentally.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's terrible to hear, Agent Stone. But luckily we do have you on the team, so you are able to speak up about the many contrivances that the T.O.R.I bot has really just put on to other people.
Thank you. And another thing is actually I'd like to mention is that she likes to, since she's smarter than us, apparently, because she's not actually human, she likes to correct me on my mistakes a lot, and it hurts sometimes to tell me that I'm not good enough.
Right. That's terrible. And I remember going over this during, we were playing Fall Guys, right? And
yes.
So we had this whole talk about the whole T.O.R.I files. Then we had 2 full streams talking about just all of the terrible stuff that she's done. And so I think from those two streams, we were able to really just get a grasp on everything that she was about, and just all of the different pieces of lore that she has been a part of. And it's actually quite terrifying that some of the things that she did, which we'll soon go over in this presentation that we've so neatly put together, in a non-rushed manner, quite frankly. But yeah, can I ask you another question?
Yes, you may.
Okay, Agent Stone.
I don't know if I'll be able to answer it though. It's too much on me.
Fair enough. I know there is a lot of pressure, so I understand if you're not able to fully answer the questions. But just let me know if it's too much.
Of course.
But let me give you a question. So, my next question is: would you say that Toribot has a lot of friends, or what are these friends? Are they normal people? Have you noticed, or are they random things?
They're more like I don't know if this is a word, but you'll know what I mean. More like manipulative. Actually, okay, like she manipulates people. So I'm guessing that they're not really her friends. They're more like people she has manipulated in her life and forced them to become friends with her.
Right.
So I think that yeah, she definitely has friends, but against their will, I would say.
I would say that too. I think that she's done a lot, and she's saying to me right now on my birthday.
On my birthday, this is sympathy.
Sympathy.
She's trying to be sympathetic.
She's trying to play the sympathy card, and we've seen this quite a lot. We've seen a lot of the ways in which she's tried to be empathetic, and quite frankly, as she is a cyborg, I don't think she can feel these emotions. So she does her best to try to simulate these sort of situations the best she can, but I think she fails, quite frankly.
Yes.
Yeah. So another point that I would like to bring up really quickly before we get to the slide presentation, which will likely take up most of the stream. I'm not sure exactly how long it would take, but should not take too long. So another one I'd like to bring up is her bedtime, how early she goes to sleep. Would you like to talk about that at all? About maybe her charging station, which you may have seen when passing by or going to her house occasionally?
Yes. Very, very frequently, I think that there's the sympathy card again. I do not have a bedtime. Anyway, manipulative.
Exactly.
Anyway,
exactly.
The one thing I did notice, I don't know about her charging station, but I do notice that she does start to malfunction when it gets later in the day, and then that's why she has a bedtime, is because she needs to like reboot, and and those mistakes are very, very uncommon, but they do happen sometimes, and that's why it's I've just seen this recurring pattern of her making mistakes, and that has to do with that she needs to recharge.
Right. I think you're totally on point there. I think everything you said.
And when you have these streams at late at night, that they usually overlap her bedtime.
Right.
And that's why she messes up in the chat, because she's making mistakes because she needs to reboot. She needs to recharge.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
That's one point I have to make.
I think the same thing. I think that she really is either switching to another stream, which she finds more important, to find more data to analyze and to use in her path towards world domination, which we'll talk about shortly more. And we'll also be talking about her whole origin, everything, just so you know. If you're a little lost right now, if you're a little confused by what we're talking about, it's all going to be explained in a matter of moments, folks. So grab a seat, grab a bucket of popcorn, I don't care. But those are just the little anecdotes that we wanted to go over so that you get an idea of who we're dealing with, because this person, quite frankly, is one of the worst that I have met in recent years.
And I do have to make a disclaimer real quick. If the stream crashes, it's because she's hacked us, because she's about to, find all the files.
Right, yeah. My streams do crash quite frankly quite often, so but
that proves again that she's manipulating us.
Right, I think so. So yeah, that
bending everything to her will.
Yes, she's bending absolutely everything to her will. I think she has I think she has plugged in a Ethernet cable into her wall in her house, and as far as I'm aware, she's able to control the house, control the venting system. She controls her parents. She controls just about everything that goes on in
You
there.
mean the father bot and the mother bot?
Exactly, the mother bot. We'll get into that more, definitely. And if I don't cover it in the presentation, if I forgot to put it in, then we can talk about it a little more after the presentation. Anything that we don't cover, we can talk about it after. So that is that. But if you've ever seen the movie Monster House, it's basically kind of like that. It's kind of like she's able to control it on her own, and so she's able to latch off of the ground and to just kind of walk away. So that's what she's about. She's a very dangerous threat, and that's why we have taken it upon ourselves as vigilantes to bring it justice, and it's very, very important to us.
Yes.
Okay, are you ready, Agent 1226, to get into the actual T.O.R.I files themselves?
I am Agent 608.
Sounds good. All right. Well, let's begin. Let's begin the oops. Oh, sorry. There we go. Let's begin the T.O.R.I files. So, this is a top secret presentation by Agent 608 and 1226.
You put the razor.
So let's begin. First of all, I would like to make this very, very clear that this is not a conspiracy. Every part of this is true, and we have factual evidence of every single point made in the conspiracy, or not. I mean, the theory, the files, right? The files. That's what it's called. I am making this for the files. Did this instead of studying for a push. We don't talk about that. Let's not talk about that. Hold on 1 second. I forgot to put the chat on that. There you go. Okay, now we got a chat. Well, first of all, this is not a conspiracy. Make that very clear. Next. I didn't mean to go back. Sorry, it's a little wonky. Okay. So. Oh, no, it's just me. Wait. Oh, no. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. I want to make sure that she's in it.
Interesting presentation.
I know. It's a very interesting one. I don't even think you've seen it yet.
Maybe it's Tori. She's the one who's messing up with the presentation.
You're right.
She's trying to stall us.
I think she is messing with it. Okay, so here we got. I take back what I said about organization. Yeah, this is terribly organized. I may have done this very quickly. Okay, so in the I'm so sorry. Okay, in the next part of the T.O.R.I files, we're going to be talking about what are the T.O.R I files. So Justin, Agent 1226, would you like to talk about what these T.O.R I files are exactly?
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, wait, hold up. Actually, you just talk about it real quick.
Okay.
I'm having some malfunctions.
Oh, it's probably T.O.R I bot again. Again,
Maybe.
she patronized me in the chat for talking about organization. I think that photo was placed in the wrong place because of her. In fact, this presentation was neatly put together, and she has just wrecked it. It is in shambles now, but hopefully I can still relay the information to you, regardless of the.
I can read the first slide.
You can? Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
Read it away.
All right, so we got here the T.O.R I files. What are the T.O.R I files? So this is T.O.R I, also known as Chow T.O.R I on Twitch. Make sure to stay away from that person. Anyway, the most top secret database stored on the Dunkster's home device. Very nice. And so you're aware, this is another disclaimer that there are things on this note file that may appear to be disturbing due to T.O.R I's odd and erratic robotic behavior. Take extreme caution when reading this document, as it is confidential. Okay. So the Dunkster, is a government-installed experiment on a site known as Twitch in order to collect more data on the T.O.R I. Yes. We do have an acronym for that. It's just not here yet.
Right.
All streams have been pre-planned in order to gain specific data, which will be listed below. Until a third installment, these two videos have yielded surprising results in this study. by the way, if you correct that, that means that you are indeed a robot.
Exactly. I think she is. Well,
I'm pretty sure that was intentional, Chris. I like your planning there.
thank you very much. It was very intentional. This is all intentional. And in fact, the last paragraph, if you didn't notice, big reveal. Every single stream that I've had up until now has led up to this moment because I've been trying to gather as much data as I possibly can in order to create such a thing as this, to make the T.O.R.I files. So
Yes.
it's actually the Dunkster is a completely government installed operation, and everything that you've known me to be is simply not true.
The Dunkster is basically like the FBI or the CIA.
Exactly.
Only for this specific matter of cyborgs.
Probably if you combine the both and then you multiplied it by about 10, it's probably on that level. It's above confidential. It's pretty high up.
We are literally in, like, we are top tier, government installed experiments.
Right. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get on to the next part. I may have not mentioned the T.O.R.I acronym, but we can go over that later, I guess. I forget.
No, yes, we do.
Yes, absolutely.
But you have the acronym, right?
I do. Should we go over it now? Actually, I think we should.
Well, yes, we need to. We need to mention.
Okay, I agree. So let me pull up.
Mention the T.O.R.I.
Let me pull up the T.O.R.I acronym. Thank you so much, Lauren, for the sub. I appreciate it, and thank you for supporting the T.O.R.I files, because this is a very, very important moment in Dunkster history, and becoming a Dunkinator is really just a part of establishing what we are as an organization. So I thank you. Times 10, yes, absolutely. It's a times 10 confidential moment. Okay.
Wait, before you start as well, it is around 10 o'clock, which means that this is when T.O.R.I usually starts malfunctioning.
Right.
It means that if she does make a mistake, we know why.
Exactly. I had a very long day too. I'm kind of tired. Anyways, okay. So the next part. So let me read you the acronym of the T.O.R.I bot. So T.O.R.I stands for Terrestrial Overcapacitated Robot Intelligence. And it all makes sense when you think about it. T.O.R.I. Terrestrial. I'm going to do it one more time. Terrestrial Overcapacitated Robot Intelligence.
Yes.
So, it's a very, very intentional acronym. Every word has some sort of meaning behind it. Terrestrial, meaning she comes
Earth.
from...
Earth.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, terrestrial. The extraterrestrial is not from Earth. I like space.
Oh.
So Terra, terrestrial, yeah.
Right.
So it comes from Earth.
She comes from Earth, but not really. But like she now comes from Earth. See, okay. So the reason that it sounds like that is because the T.O.R.I acronym.
No, we learned of her origins from Earth.
Right. See, that makes sense. See, that makes much more sense. I'm so sorry. These are so
Didn't have his coffee.
I didn't have my coffee this morning. I'm in a very over-facilitated coffee shop, and it's just a lot of noise going on. So it's a bit much. But anyways.
So she was first revealed on Earth, and that's why she's terrestrial.
Right. And so speaking of an over-facilitated area, the next word is overcapacitated. So. The meaning of this word means that she has
a lot of knowledge.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. That was 100% what I was just about to say. I was going to say she stores so much information that it's too much for the average human.
Yes.
So the next word in the acronym is robot. So robot.
That's just self-explanatory.
It's pretty much self-explanatory. She's a robot. And intelligence, as for the intelligence. Do we have to question that one? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Let's just move on.
I agree. Okay, let's move on from here. But we now know the T.O.R.I acronym, which is very important to know for the rest.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get on to the next slide. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there are 4 total stages of world domination, and these are You can. Are you able to read them for me, big bro?
I am. So number 1 is distract. Number 2 is raise standards. Number 3 is convert, and then number 4 is destroy.
She's kind of upset by the race standards part. But I'm glad that you find the T.O.R.I files very intriguing, Lauren. I'm very proud to see you join the cause, so thank you. All right. So, that's right. She's a cyborg, and you may not have expected this, but it's really a 2 + 3 equation. I think you should... I think this should be pretty well to understand, pretty easy, and I'm surprised that more people have not picked up on this.
And if she is able to solve that arithmetic, then that means that she is a robot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you able to read the next slide for me?
Yes. So you are not up to my standard protocols as I thought from T.O.R.I. That's a quote that she said specifically to me at In-N-Out.
Right. That did happen. And I can verify it because I was also there, and I'm also Agent 1226.
And there were actually more people there. I don't remember who was
6
there,
or 8.
but if you were there, you need to bring awareness to this, this problem.
Right. Exactly.
You need to, raise awareness for this.
I think so too. I think anyone who gets questioned for their standards is just a terrible thing. Okay, so let's move on. So the first topic of the T.O.R.I files is to distract, and so that is her first plan of attack. And frankly, you won't see it coming. No matter how hard you look, you won't find it. So good luck. She has some sort of intelligence that no other being has, and so she's able to distract us. She's able to distract us with little material things across the world, and she's done this throughout human history, and so she's lived for millions of years, and she's able to distract us.
Just something to mention is, like Chris said, she's been here for millions of years. She was actually, and I'm not pulling this out of my butt. If you were thinking this is actually really scientific. I can prove it. She was the one who destroyed. She was the asteroid that destroyed the dinosaurs.
She was. In fact, that is true. She was
That's how she got to Earth.
Right.
Through a starship.
Right. She just obliterated all of the species, and that's what she's planning to do to us next. She's in fact harvesting the Earth in order to ready it for the next asteroid to hit us.
Yes, exactly.
And
but the thing is, she can't do that yet because she doesn't have another spaceship.
Exactly. And in fact, it's funny that
it's a one-way trip here.
Right. It is a one-way trip, and it's funny.
And we don't have the technology to do that yet, so that's why she has been, waiting on this.
Spaceship?
Yeah, we don't have the technology for the strong spaceship that she showed up in.
Right, because she came from a very far-off planet.
Yes.
And Lauren, I think you're very right. Everything is making sense now, and I'm glad that our point of view is coming across very well. So, the next part is, let's talk about her origin. So, if you don't mind, Agent 1226, I'm going to go over her origin.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. So, her origin. So, the T.O.R.I bot was born on an ancient cyborg planet known as Cyborga 10,000 years ago. This planet was full of cyborgs and robots, and their only mission was to eradicate and demolish, to harvest and to destroy the resources in order to convert all of these planets into cyborg-like planets. And so these are very important things to know, because the way that we're going to defeat her is by knowing the ways in which she's trying to change the planet to look like a big version of her head. That's her major plan. The whole Earth.
Something to mention real quick. Sorry for the interruption, but I don't know if you've realized, but it says 10,000 years when we were talking about how you came to Earth millions of years ago. Actually, if you did not know that, you should remember that age is actually based on the planet's position with respect to the sun. So I just want you to know that it was different timing because her sun is different than ours.
Right. Right. Exactly. That's exactly. Time goes differently at different planets, and so that may seem like a small thing, but the the time difference is actually quite significant. So just
Yes.
thank you for bringing that up, Agent
You're
1226.
welcome. You're welcome.
So the next point of her origin is to explain the ways in which she's a calculator or human hybrid. She's able to solve equations at almost inhuman speeds. And quite frankly, it scares me. The ways that she's able to solve these equations that no other human really can.
Yes.
So that's a small point. But the next point we have is quite major. So she's actually upgraded to look more human on a mission to Earth. So on her mission to Earth, her robotic parts were disassembled, and she was changed to look more like a cyborg, to look more like a robot. Or sorry, she was changed to look more like us. I don't know what I was saying. Again, Agent 1226, I have not had my coffee.
Yeah, it's okay. Actually, just to mention that as humans we evolved, and so did Tori. She needed to evolve in order to, look more like us. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly. And sounds like the Tori I know. Yes, I absolutely agree with you. It is the Tori you know, because you don't know the real Tori, actually. This is the real Tori, and everything you've known is not. So, just so you know. So, I do like all these points you're bringing up, Agent. And the next point that we have is that she was actually the last cyborg sent to Earth in order to collapse their civilization. So, her planet blew up. Cyborga blew up.
Like Krypton.
Kind of like Krypton. She was the last cyborg of Cyborga. And so her ultimate mission is to create a new Cyborga, to create Earth as the new Cyborga. And what better planet than one known as Earth, one full of resources and many other things to accomplish your goals, people who are easily manipulated. And
Yes.
quite frankly, this is the perfect civilization. She's lived here throughout history for millions of years, and she has changed many different things. We'll go over assassinations, we'll go over major historical events, the French Revolution, World Wars 1 and 2, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So we also talk about how she lived through major events and disasters, often causing them start both world wars. That's obviously big points. And would you like to go over the next point, big bro?
Oh yes. So this is a very important subject. So Tori has been known to, she's been known to manipulate people, especially the ideas of the Manhattan Project, of the atomic bomb, in order to construct the atomic bomb and leading to more destruction. So, like she has caused major events and disasters in the world, like the World Wars. She was also responsible for the Manhattan Project because this technology was not introduced to us until one scientist was created it, and who else knows technology more than Tori? And she was the one who whispered this into the scientist's ear, basically,
Right.
metaphorically.
Right. And so I believe this is maybe a bit of a stretch compared to this other stuff, which has been completely real. But
Yes.
my personal theory on this one is that she was able to, through the new technology that was developed during this time, all the telegraphs, all of the news, the radio systems, all of the stuff, right? She was able to reach a certain frequency in order to reach our minds, and Oppenheimer, the one who created the atomic bomb, she was able to get into his head, and she was able to tell him all of the plans. That's at least my personal theory, and I've seen it firsthand, but I don't know if she did it to Oppenheimer, so I'm not sure yet.
Yes. And there's also something very important to know is in history, there is that one, what the CIA was given the authority to, or the FBI, the CIA, whatever. They were given the authority to, listen to phone calls and everything, and people's personal information and all that. And that was actually an idea passed down by Tori, so she could get some more information from that.
Right. It's a very good point. She's very manipulative in her ways. And speaking of the next part we have to talk about is how she has gotten her parents, or also known as the mother and father bots. So
Yes.
these mother and father bots have been passed down for generations. She dubs them as these names. However, she has really just taken them and threatened them to take care of her in her household that she calls the Tori home. And yeah, I don't know. Would you like to talk more about that at all?
Yes, yes. So the mother and father bot are temporary parents because she's mortal, right? She's mortal. So she chooses her parents, and by doing this, she threatens them in order to take care of her, and they become the mother and father bot, or or the people who have to take care of her, right?
Right.
That's who her current parents are right now, and that's very important because that just shows that she is very manipulative and she can, bend people's will to her needs, right? That's
Absolutely.
very important.
And it's quite terrifying that she's able to do this for generations. She's able to find a pair of non children owning parents who will take care of her and threaten them. And they can't have children themselves, because if they did, then they would have some other occupation other than her.
Yes, and she would eliminate the competition in the family,
Exactly.
and we will know how that plays out.
Exactly. And thank you for your comment, Knight of Zero. Yes, she did. And thank you for responding to him as well, Agent Bruh. But yes, she did create Watergate. In fact, she was the Watergate. And that may be a little confusing to understand, but she really was
Do
the
you
ultimate
guys
cause.
remember that 17-minute gap in the tapes that Nixon had? She was actually the one who erased that and caused the tension between that. So she was actually the one who did that.
Exactly.
And now she was actually responsible for that. And yeah, so that's what caused the tension, and she was the one who started the Watergate incident.
Exactly. Okay. Let's talk about the next part, huh?
Yes.
All right, sounds good. So, the ultimate debate is whether or not she is a robot or a cyborg. Now, let's define the significant difference between a robot and a cyborg. So, a robot is someone who expresses no pain, and they are fully machine, not man, and fully robot. They are not feeling, and they are metal. A cyborg is something that does express some amount of pain, some amount of humanity,
Emotion.
some
Yeah.
emotion, some flesh, all of that. So, would you like to have your take on that, Agent Bra?
Well,
How she
Tori just
fits?
asked a question real quick. You have
Yeah,
called me both, so I'm curious what the conclusion is here.
right.
She thinks that we called her a robot and a cyborg. Well, yes, it is true. In the acronym, it is robot, but we that is just like an overgeneralization. We are getting into the deeper context of if you are a robot or a cyborg, but it is overgeneralized that you are a robot because um, like a
No
robot
pain.
is
No
like,
pain.
yeah, like a cyborg is part robot, but yes, I see what the confusion you had there. We should have, elaborated more on that, but now we are. So
I think so too.
yes. Wait, so what would you want me to do?
Well, see, I just wanted your take on whether or not she's a robot or cyborg. There is no correct
Oh
answer
yeah,
necessarily, but I'd like to hear
there.
what your take is.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think there's there. She The reason why we think she's a cyborg and not a robot is because she has emotions, but they are very vague. Like,
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
example, if she comments on my standards like nothing. Like she doesn't have any remorse. So I think that proves that she could be part robot.
Hmm.
But at the same time, she gives me advice on how to pass my AP exams, and I know she's doing that just to, I don't know, manipulate or something. We have not discovered that yet, but so that's why we can see that she is possibly both.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. And I think there is a very big chance that she really is both in weird ways. Her emotions are
Yeah.
very vague. She doesn't make it very clear, but I think that in her millions of years that she stayed on this planet, I think that she has harvested a lot of the data, and I think she tries to artificially create these emotions, which are not true, but
She has an overgeneralization of emotions. I think what also happens, maybe at first she had emotions, millions of years ago,
Right.
but then she has seen the same thing over and over again for millions of years. So eventually she's started to become more and more emotionless. So
Absolutely. I think that's one of those topics that's just kind of open to debate. And
yes.
I think that we need to talk about it more, and maybe we can spark a debate on whether or not she's a cyborg or a robot. But quite frankly, we're very on edge on that one. We have different viewpoints on that, so I can't really officially say which one. But I don't know. I'm leaning more towards like robot if I were to choose one over the other.
Yeah.
Originally, at least.
By the way, guys, we have some the Tori Files merch coming out next week. If you just are interested,
Yes.
it'll help support the business.
Absolutely. If you want to do that, subscribe with Twitch Prime, any of that stuff. I that really helps for the cause, and
this is
can fund
no
the merch.
way that we are just trying to get this for money.
Mm-hmm.
This is just to help support our business.
Right.
We and the there's there we go. See, it worked. See, there we go. See, they're using their their knowledge, right? This is just common sense. We're trying to rid of a robot / cyborg.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Knight of Zero. I appreciate it. It really does help our cause, and you're absolutely right, Agent 1226, because our endeavors are not free, unfortunately, and a lot of this does cost money, and kind of like how Wikipedia asks for money every month. We're gonna also ask for your generous donations,
Yes.
and we're gonna be releasing some merch, hopefully, and try to crack the case. And this, you know what, this may not be the final Tori Files, just so you know, because
Yes.
we may have more information to come on the way, because we are not done necessarily, but we do have a lot of information where we now feel comfortable in relaying the information.
Exactly. And also some information is that I do agree that she is probably also fully robot, not a cyborg, because I have so there's this one movie called Avengers Infinity War that was based off of T.O.R.I.
Mhm.
And so first of all, for example, Vision is a robot, right? But
Right.
he was able to evolve into a person, but he was still a robot.
Right.
So that was actually based off of T.O.R.I. So she actually is a robot, but she was able to evolve into a person, but that was still a robot. She still had all that stuff.
I see what you're saying. I never made the Infinity War connection, actually. It's very interesting. Hey Matisse, how you doing? We're kind of uncovering the entire conspiracy on Tori. Actually, not a conspiracy. It's a
Actual fact.
It's a fact. It's a file, in fact. So we're just kind of exposing her right now for her birthday.
It's been taking a while because we just got we were approved by the FBI and the government.
Right. We were just given the go-ahead, so we thought it was time, and we've collected enough information. So yeah, we're ready, and I'm really excited to see where this organization goes from here on.
He said we got slapped by your school.
Oh, okay.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Our school is great, and so we're able to just do things like that. I guess I don't know how to fit this into the whole mood.
I'm gonna burn down your gym.
Okay, let's move on. Okay. I see the similarities now. Exactly. Thank you, Lauren. There is a lot of simulators though in Infinity War as well as Endgame even, and Endgame is what would happen if she's able to fully take over, and we need to assemble a team, as a matter of fact, in order to stop her with her endeavor, with what she decides to do to collect the Infinity Stones. And I wouldn't say. I think Infinity Stones, I use that as a metaphor. I don't really mean she's going to collect the Infinity Stones. I really just think that she's going to harvest the resources. What is it?
It's just a connection because power and space and
Right.
mind because she's super smart.
Right. Yeah, I would make the connection absolutely. So I think there's a lot of metaphors. Rewatch Infinity War, and I think you'll really get a taste for that. And a lot of those movies actually do end up showing.
There's another subscription.
Let's go.
Yes, the merch.
Let's go. We're going for the merch. We're gonna be able to fund the merch, guys. It's amazing.
Guys, now it's a change, and we have a change now. It's that you can only get merch if you are subscribed with Twitch Prime.
That is the change. So thank you, Big Bra, for the announcement. But yeah, that's how it's going to be going forward on. And thank you so much for the sub, Hydro, or Bernie, as your code name goes. And thank you for supporting the Tori Files. Very important to us, and obviously very important to you. So thank you so much. Okay. So I don't like how many subs this is getting you. Well, the people want to hear what the people want to hear, and quite frankly, I think it's the truth.
I love democracy.
I love democracy, and it's what the people want to hear. In fact, I might just turn my entire channel into this. Honestly, I might just become a conspiracy theory, or sorry, a fact-giving Tori file, just shooting out all the facts I possibly can. Yep. Okay. Next. All right, let's go on to the next one. This is enough rambling for now. So, higher standards. Let's talk about her standards. So I've left this slide for discussion on her high standards, actually. So one thing I'd like to bring up is, of course, that quote we had, right, on "You're not up to my standard," she says, right? That's something she quite usually says, right?
Yes.
And so, I think that she's really just been built with a chip that has made her much higher on her scale, and it's quite frankly disgusting to me how I don't know. What do you have to say on this?
Wait. About what? The higher standards?
Right. What do you have to say about the higher standards?
Well, basically, the higher standards is Tori trying to insult us by saying that she is smarter than us.
Right.
And obviously we know that is true based on the history. But this is just part of her programming to always try to prove that she is smarter than us. And a way of doing that is by saying that she has higher standards. And yeah. Right.
I see what Matisse's message. Well, Matisse, I really do think that you should rewatch if you want to gain more information on it. But we're going over the information. But basically, Tori's a cyborg, and we're basically talking about
she says I said
origin.
it once in a very different context. I don't believe you said it once. I actually think you said it like probably every single day of my life so far.
Right.
But
I think she says it not only in her words, but her actions in her eyes.
Yes.
In her body movement.
But I like how our information is actually proving that you're manipulative.
Right. Exactly. Thank you for the bits, Brian. Appreciate it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think her high standards has really led to how she's looked at the world and how she doesn't appreciate human life. And so she wants to create her new world called Cyborga on the planet Earth to harvest all the resources and turn it into that. So I think that's enough talk about the higher standards, right? Because I think there was that major point about how she said that, and it really has proven that she does think she has higher standards, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next part. So this is a big one. She has... Oh, I see that. Okay, sorry. Let me just adjust that. Let me just adjust myself a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to be on my TV, unfortunately. Oh, it's still covering. Hold on. I'm so sorry. There you go. Okay, well, we'll just change it for that one. So, there are 3 major cyborg habits that Tori carries in her daily life. And these would be sleep, grammar, or malfunctioning, and correctional tendencies. So, Big Bro, would you like to talk about the sleep patterns?
Yes, I will. So, we have the... subject appears to have a bedtime, as we have said before, as is her recharging, time. It's usually around 11:30. Right now is the typical time she would be. Here's the manipulative, sayings. I don't have a bedtime.
Right there.
Anyway, so we have yes, we've
Solar.
discovered that she has around this time is when she starts to malfunction. This is why she has to go to sleep an hour from now.
Right.
And she wakes up early. She wakes up very early to do her quote unquote schoolwork. But we
Right.
know for a fact that she's hacking into the mainframes of the CIA.
Right.
And then she finishes on a very she's very productive in that. She finishes very early, which proves that she has superhuman speed, which is really crazy.
It is.
Yes. Chris, go back to the thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what
I
I forgot. I forgot.
Okay, and then lies that she has to go, but really watches a different stream. This is what she usually does. So around that, quote unquote bedtime that she has, she actually needs that time either to, reboot, recharge, or she goes to another person's stream in order to gain more information and use this information to her advantage and, rickroll us or something.
You really hit the needle on the nose right there. I think everything about what you said was just spot on. I don't know what else to add, to be honest with you. And I do like Matisse's point about the solar panels and how she actually tends to use these solar panels to gain
Actually,
her
we might need
energy.
to discover if her house has solar panels, because if it does, then we know where that is transferring to.
That's actually a very, very good point, Agent Bra. I think we'll have to put more research into that, and I appreciate the comments. What is your serious question, Mr. Matisse, Agent Matisse? Since you are a sub, so you are an agent. Okay, we're not gonna. Well, anyways, let's move on to the next part. So, let's talk about her grammar and malfunctioning issues. So sorry. Okay. So at times the Tori bot has malfunctioned. This has been out of worry or out of fear to be discovered, or old circuits that she simply has not properly maintained over the years, because she has gotten very, very very busy in all of her works, because she's been, more recently than ever, she's been increasing the production of her works, right? She's been just working overtime basically, and she's realized she's run out of patience, and so she really wants to take over the world as fast as she possibly can, to turn it into Cyborga, to create a new renaissance for the cyborgs.
Yes, that's why we can't tell if she's a robot or a cyborg, because at times she has no emotion, but at other times she fears that she will be caught.
Exactly. It's very.
So that's why she is both.
Yes, exactly. And so this could involve many environmental factors as well. Of course, as a robot being on earthly kind of terrain, she's going to have there's going to be lots of weather, lots of rain, lots of sun, and so there's going to be a lot of malfunctioning in her wires. And we've noticed this because Big Bro should turn on his camera. Maybe for the next one. But this is all we could show for now.
If we get 2 more subs, then I'll do it.
Absolutely. I think that is a goal that we can set for tonight. Okay.
And everyone has to pre-order the merch.
That might be a bit much, but I do like the enthusiasm. I really appreciate the marketing, Agent Bro.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So there's lots of environmental factors that will change how the Tori bot functions. And we need to, I think that we should understand this vulnerability so that we can use it in order to circumvent these weaknesses that she has, to use them against her, and to maybe I don't know, pour water on her, make her do the ALS challenge. I don't think she ever did. Did she do that? I don't know. Can she tell us if she did that? Because I believe she's in our chat. Let me know. Hope she. If she didn't, then we know. Then we know for sure.
Do what?
The ALS challenge. I have not. She said she is not.
Yeah.
She says she is not, and you wonder why. You wonder why she hasn't done the ALS challenge, because she would have short circuited. She would have broken all of her
Exactly.
wires. She would have broken
Exactly.
down, and she can't do that.
Exactly.
She can't do that. I know, very charitable of us. None of us are wondering. Exactly. Exactly. We
See,
know
that's
she hasn't done
exactly
it.
the point. She couldn't have done that because then the water would destroy her.
Guys, do you see how this is all coming together? Because it is quite shocking, to be honest with you. It's...
Have you guys ever noticed that Tori does not drink water? Yes, she does not drink water.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever seen her drink water.
She doesn't have a hydro flask. Oh wait, actually,
Does she?
wait. You know, it's actually filled with.
No,
oil.
I think she does.
It's filled with oil.
Yeah, it's filled with oil. Oh, you're right. We don't see what she's drinking. She's drinking oil.
Exactly.
We're figuring things off.
That's why she doesn't have a regular water bottle with clear plastic. It's because she's hiding that she's drinking oil.
Oh my gosh, we're figuring this all out live. I can't believe it. This is insane. Okay, this is absolutely real. By the way, this is insane. Okay, sorry. Let's move on. So we can exploit this weakness. We can exploit this vulnerability that she has, and I think that we can really do a lot in order to prevent her overtaking of the earth, and we can spread awareness by buying merch and also by subscribing to the Dunkster program. Those are two very great ways to do that. So let's move on. So does she feel pain? We're not very sure right now, but she definitely does try to mimic pain very well. I don't think so. I don't think she does, but it's possible. I'm not really sure yet. We'd have to test that out for ourselves. And well,
when we mean pain, we mean emotional.
Right, emotional pain, not physical, because that would be weird.
Because we don't want to test it.
Right, we don't want to see what would happen. That would be very bad. And one last thing is, to be honest, what? Oh no. Yeah, I know what you see. Okay, well let's just skip that one. Well, that's my mod, so he's great.
Thank you for the suggestion.
You know, some of us agents are a little more what's the word? A little more violent.
It's like good cop, good cop, bad cop.
I think we should bring Matisse to the next one, to the next Tori Files investigation.
I think that would be a good idea.
I think we should put together a whole slide stem with
We just
him.
need different views from different, investigators.
Absolutely. I if any of you would like to volunteer for the next time, I would absolutely love to bring you on here. And in fact, we might have an interrogation stream with her, and we might play some Rocket League sometime in the future.
That is true.
And just try to get to know her better, which may seem like we're bonding, but it's not true. So anyways, if any of you would like to join us, just let us know, and we can bring you on, and we can do a presentation, and yeah, it's gonna have a good time. So
Yeah.
the next and final part of her 3 cyborg habits is her correctional tendencies, which is a huge one for the cyborg personality.
Yeah.
So since I went over the last one, you'd like to go over this one, Agent Ben?
So, yes, she constantly corrects grammatical issues. So, Agent 608 and I have experienced this firsthand that whenever we send messages, he usually corrects them because we either misspell things or forget punctuation or other things. So that's why we have problems with her grammatical corrections, because she can't resist. Another thing is she's corrected Chris's use of collaboration when he misspelled it as collab. Chris, would you like to talk about that?
Right, so I would like to talk about that. So one time when I posted on my story, I was talking about a collab. I forget exactly who. It might have been John Mulaney or whatever, because I know him very well. And so, I accidentally spelled collab with only one L, and she ended up replying to my story and said collab with 2 L's, and I was just dumbfounded. And this has to be just another one of her cyborg tendencies that is very apparent to us.
Yes, and then she has many other correctional tendencies throughout streams. She has made these. Chris has the proof in all of his streams,
Yes.
since he saves them. So it is very crucial to look back at those and see that she does make a lot of those correctional stuff.
Yeah, she does. Absolutely. And yeah, that's not to be overlooked. And she's very, very conformed, very organized, and she has very what's the word? Very strict correctional tendencies, and so if you
Yes.
try to rebel or any of these things, then she's programmed to fight against these tendencies that you may have.
Exactly.
So what is Matisse saying? Oh,
Oh, he said that we both failed English class because she's constantly correcting our grammatical issues.
well, Agent, maybe we did.
actually happen to both be in AP English.
We actually are both in AP English, so I don't think that's the case. I think that she either is altering what we're saying, altering what we're writing, or she's correcting what
Yes.
we're saying. So it's one of those three. And Agent, if I would like to bring you on the team if you would like to point out some of these contrivances that we haven't noticed exactly. So
Yes.
let's talk about the next point. So this is our third of the fourth points of the 4 steps to world domination. So so this is her third step in her process. So this is converting, to destroy the education system. She wants to take over the world. She wants to take over the world by just obliterating just every piece of the education system, and she does this by raising her standards, by doing all these things, by correcting so much that kids just give up. Kids like Big Bra, whatever, right? We give up. Agents like us who just give up because it's just too much, and we just quit because it's too much for us. So she wants to convert us. She wants to change us so that we're not learning as much. Her standards will be higher, and our standards will be lower.
Yes.
Right. So let's move. Would you like to move on?
Yes, please.
Okay. So she wants to build a rocket ship. And do you remember earlier when you brought this up?
Yes.
I thought that was very interesting because she. Could you talk again about that? I don't remember.
Oh
entirely.
yeah. So what I said was so she entered the Earth's atmosphere millions of years ago from her planet. Basically, it's like, when she I have no interest in building a rocket ship. Stop being manipulative.
Exactly.
Anyway, so she entered Earth from her destroying planet, like Superman kind of.
Right.
And but she is very much not super. She is more like very mean.
I would say so.
But she entered the planet, and she it was such a strong impact that she destroyed all of the yes Jojo. And she destroyed all of the dinosaurs. And now since it was so destructive, she does not have that ship anymore. And now she is using her abilities to rebuild a spaceship to get out of here when she's done colonizing it, which is what she's actually manipulating Elon Musk, if you did not know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
she was
fun.
on SNL for her own enjoyment.
So it's funny that you bring this up, Mr. Bra, and you as well, Mr. Johnny, one of my mods. So the hit game Among Us is actually based off of T.O.R.I and her journey to get off of the planet, to reach beyond the stars and to colonize these robot planets. She is, in fact, the imposter, and she's very sus. So
that's why, she's trying to blend into the human race, but she's actually not, which means that she is an imposter.
Yes, exactly, and so that's why these memes, right? They have caught on to what we know today as Amogus, it really has captivated the world in a very strange way. You look at a fire hydrant, and what do you see? You only see the Among Us man. That's all you see, and so
exactly.
it's all around us, and it's closing in very fast. And this is a very urgent issue that has to be taken care of as soon as possible. But yeah, she wants to build a rocket ship. She wants to get out of here, and she wants to kill all the crewmates on the way out.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
which are us. It's symbolism.
Thank you, Matisse. Thank you. And yeah, I'm glad you get my point, Jojo. Okay, so let's move on. This is a graph. So I definitely did not run out of time when I was making this graph, but basically, I put it as best, better, and best. Wait, sorry, I meant to put good. It's okay. It's okay. It makes sense, right?
Better, best. This
Anyways,
is actually Tori's doing. She created this.
right.
She created this mess up.
Right. So this graph was actually changed by her. In fact, she's making fun of her. She's making fun of the graph right now because of the way she's changed it to look like this, and she thinks it's so funny. But I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing one bit. It's not funny.
Yeah.
So so the what originally was trying to be shown in this graph before she changed it was that she's been placed on the smart category for every single one of our tests. We have tested her every single time, and she was not dumb, she was not smart, and she was not average, but she was very smart. She was on the top of the scale. She was much higher than
See,
other people.
Tori is correcting you, Chris, with the best, better, best.
Yo, exactly, and that's
Those correct tendencies.
wow. Wow. Again, just put it down in the toy files. That's all we got to do. Every single thing that she says, just put it down in the files.
And we can also prove this real quick as for sorry for the interruption, but for Tori being, for example, we have the top 10. Tori is always on the top 10 every single year of high school, which means that she is one of the smartest. Maybe the smartest because of her robotic
Right.
mindset.
Right.
And also, she got 1,500 on her PSAT scores,
Right.
which is very. She got actually, I think she got a perfect score on it. I think it's because
Wow.
yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
that's another thing, and that she's had all A's all of her life, which means that she has been using her knowledge of the web and the internet.
It's terrible.
So yeah,
It's terrible. I
like she's basically has been like born with Quizlet. So that's probably how she's passing.
yeah. It's very sad for the rest of us, and we're the smartest of us are down at the very bottom. We're down here, but she is all the way up here, and it's kind of insane. Albert Einstein. This is him right here. He's this pink one right here. This is as far as he went. This is as far as she has gone already. And so she's just going to keep on going, folks. And you may wonder, why is it called valedictorian? Well, think about it.
Exactly.
It has Tori in the name. Valedictorian. Valedictorian. It doesn't get simpler than that, folks. It simply does not.
Yes.
It simply does not. And I see your comment, Cow, about reveal the Matisse files. Well, we could. I mean, what do you think, bruh? I mean, we could.
We could.
Is he
Possibility.
associated perhaps with Tori at all?
We'll need to create a poll.
A bowl?
The people decide. No, a poll.
Oh, a poll. Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, we'll have to make the people decide.
I think that is a good idea. I think we should do that at the end of the stream. I think we'll make a poll. Maybe we should do the
Tori has
Matisse
corrected you
files.
again. A
Again?
poll.
Again?
She corrected you again.
She did it again. I told you. It's just one of her correctional tendencies, and I don't know why she's digging a deeper hole for herself. In fact.
Exactly.
So I don't know why she keeps on doing this.
Exactly. She is proving our point. She is helping our case.
Exactly. Matisse has committed armed assault on Tori. Has he? When did? Oh! I think I remember that actually. Yeah. Well, the Matisse files might actually be if he is against Tori, then isn't that a good thing? Isn't that like he's like the yin to the yang, right? He's like the anti-Tori. I think that's a good thing, quite frankly. But I don't know. I'd like to know more about this. The Dunkster v Tori 2021. Exactly. I like the way you think, Agent. Okay, let's move on, guys. Let's move on to the next part. Matisse files. Who just put it? Oh, I'm guessing that was Seb. There's 3 votes for yes, 0 votes for no. So I guess it looks like we might do a Matisse files then. Might have to
4.
dig up
There's
some.
5.
5? Okay, now there's 1 against it. Okay. Okay, thank you, Seb. I appreciate it. I don't think that works. I don't know if it works. Well, 5-on-1. It looks like we're gonna have to do the Matisse files next, or soon. Maybe.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
We'll have to find more information though. Maybe the science team can help out on this one. Maybe they could help uncover the
All
Matisse
right. Well,
files.
back. We need to go back to
Right.
the next slide. We
Right.
have a lot of information.
I think we do have a lot of information. There is I do believe we've covered the vast majority, but there is definitely a lot to talk about. So let's move on. So next, our final step is to destroy. She will destroy us all. And she wants to be the smartest than the rest of us. Or you could possibly say the smartest among us. And so I think that's a very important point to make because it has Among Us in it. And, you know, it's I can't, dude. Every time I look at my chat and I say Among Us, it's okay. Anyways, yeah, and we have to really watch out. She could be, there could be many other Tori bots that she's created that are amongst us, and we have to watch out for that. So you know, she distracts us from other things, and I'm so sorry. I'm covering it. Hold on. It's too big. Hold on. Okay, so she distracts us from other things, and it's not very good for us. Okay, so the final poll has been yes. We're going to be doing the Matisse files. I don't know when, but I guess we'll be doing them at some point. All right. So these are the final steps. These are the steps we've gone over for the full presentation, and we just like to do a quick summary on them. Would you like to talk about the rest, Agent Bro?
I
talked about I talked about the left ones, so just talk about the right ones.
Okay. So by using this method, convert our education. Exactly. So she, and when we mean convert our education, it's not a good thing. She is trying to convert us into the lowest of the smartest people.
Right.
She is trying to make us dumb in comparison to her,
Right.
which is how she's converting our education. And then eventually she will be the reason why we will never get into college. And then very bad, she'll finally destroy our civilization as we know it. So in the past, Tori has destroyed many civilizations like the Aztecs, for example,
Mhm.
and many others like that. And she is now ready to continue and destroy every nation as we know it.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we need to be fully aware of that, and we need to know
be on
how
high
to
alert.
protect ourselves. Yes, exactly.
She destroyed.
Yes, Mrs. Yes.
We might have to do Matisse files. This is getting very
Yeah.
interesting. All right. Would you like to talk about the final point for us?
The very bad. Finally, that's what I was talking about. She'll just
Oh, right.
how she destroyed the Aztecs, and the everyone else.
Right.
Because and all them.
Emphasis on the double W and the double TT, double T, because I just wanted to point that out because I wanted to she wants to correct things, right? So I just want to point that out so that she gets kind of infuriated, and I think that's part of the process of weakening her control over us.
Exactly.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. You gonna say anything?
Oh no! I was just agreeing.
Okay. Yeah.
Doing what on purpose.
What is it? Oh, you're
doing that on purpose.
Oh, I think making the grammatical errors. I'm pretty sure.
We are not going to discuss our methods.
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah. Well, Matisse, we do have a lot of stuff to dig up on you, so it sounds like the Matisse files will be interesting, and you wonder why there was only one vote for no, and it's been a very interesting journey to see you here. Okay.
Maybe we can see why he can't stay PG.
Right. Yeah. And if no one else, I think that our organization can really do a dent more than FBI or CIA can in finding out the history of Matisse 11 men. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to move on to the next part?
Yes.
Yeah. In summary, happy birthday, Tori. But you are a robot. And we will continue to discover the truth about you, which may happen by next birthday, which means that that you will try to take over by, I believe your next birthday is your 18th, and so that's a big number. That's a pretty big number, and I think my purpose put on this earth was to stop you from continuing what you've been doing, to continue. Earth birthday, exactly. Earth birthday, Earth birthday. It's not a real birthday; it's her Earth birthday. So I want to make that very clear. Thank you for pointing that out, Knight. Sometimes we do make errors. Sometimes she does change things. So thank you for pointing that out. So yeah, we will discover the truth, and I believe that by her 18th birthday, she will try to take over the Earth. So we need to do what we can to weaken the Toybot, if not physically, then mentally, because I mean, Matisse may say what he says about physically, but I don't think that's the solution. I think that we have to discover more information, and I think we can really get where we need to get in order to solve this problem.
Yes.
But my voice is just absolutely gone because we've been talking for so long. But yeah, we'll be discovering what happens, and you've done a good amount of mental damage already. See, we're already we're already doing very well for ourselves. I think we've just done a really good job, and I'm really excited to continue this journey with all of you.
Now she's gonna
Dunkinators.
have her revenge.
I mean, she might, but I think it's good because we'll get her out of her egg, and she'll really show her true side, true colors.
Exactly.
So yeah, that is our presentation, and oops, didn't mean to do that. So yeah, that was our presentation, and hopefully you didn't see the thing.
Nothing.
It was nothing.
That was nothing.
It was absolutely nothing. But anyways, yeah, so thank you for watching, and we just, oh no, it didn't. Show us your browser history. I didn't think we'd do that. But anyways, yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope we can discover more. We'll have merch soon, hopefully, and thank you for the subs, and thank you for just supporting the T.O.R.I files. If anyone would like to add any final comments before we leave and close up these T.O.R.I files, then feel free. But that concludes the presentation for the T.O.R.I files. Mr. Bra?
I was just looking at it, it's like, you do well played.
Oh my gosh. This is great. I appreciate the effort. Of course, T.O.R.I bot. I
Used our studying time for this.
Yeah. We did use our studying time for this, but it was worth it to support the cause.
Of course.
Yeah, but hopefully streams continue regularly once we're done with finals, maybe even between, I don't really know. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. And
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you got any final thoughts?
I think I'm done. I think I'm good.
Think you're good?
I'm cleared out.
Good. All right. Well, I guess we're good. So I guess have a good night, guys, and thank you for watching. We literally just hit 11 o'clock, so it's perfect timing.
For Tori's reboot.
Yeah, I know. It's a perfect time for shutting down, and quite frankly, I'm about to shut down myself. I was very busy today, and my sister's graduation and everything. And anyways, I shouldn't be talking about this because this is I can't have anything against me, topic. Right? It'd be very off topic and not right for the T.O.R.I files.
All right, adios.
Yeah. But have a good night, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, that was the T.O.R.I files. Hopefully we'll do more. And yeah, just have a good one. See you later.
Let's go.